my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. In today's video, I am taking it old school. I haven't done a video like this in a very, very long time. Back when I first started doing YouTube, I tried to do as many helpful videos as possible just to help those that were new to getting tattooed or those that were considering getting more tattoos. And I used to do this style of video where I would talk about the pros and cons of a certain placement tattoo. And I think I've pretty much covered all bases. I'm not entirely sure, but I know I haven't done a pro and con list of palm tattoos. Can you believe this palm tattoo is almost a year old? I got it on the 9th of July last year. I went to the Bristol Tattoo Convention. It was a hot and sweaty day. It was disgusting. I think I lost like 5 pounds because I was sweating so much. But I was very lucky to get tattooed by the ultimate palm tattoo artist, Luke Ashley. Luke Ashley is an absolute genius when it comes to palm tattoos. I would say he's the best of the best when it comes to palm tattoos. I personally wouldn't trust anyone else to tattoo my palms. I have this one left to do. I am putting it off for a little while. Yeah, Luke Ashley seems to have nailed down the palm tattoo when it comes to the technique, because as we all know, palm tattoos are notoriously known to not last that well or to heal that well. And yeah, if I was to recommend any palm tattoo artist, it would be Luke Ashley. He does post-heal tattoos as well, which is such a green flag when it comes to a tattoo artist that does complicated tattoos, because the majority would just hide from it and would never post a heal tattoo of their work. He does get quite a few comments from time to time of people being like, oh, that's not gonna last, that's not gonna heal up very well. And he likes to prove that, you know, his tattoos do hold up pretty dang well. Okay, let's start off with the positive side of having a palm tattoo. First of all, it looks great. If you go to a tattoo artist that specializes in palm tattoos or knows what they're doing when it comes to palm tattoos, when it comes to technique, if they nail it and they know what would look good on a palm tattoo and what would work and what wouldn't, your end result will be freaking amazing. I absolutely love the way that my palm tattoo pretty much finishes off the whole of my sleeve. So I have a black work blast over sleeve here that's quite heavy on the black, and I feel like with the palm tattoo, it really finishes everything off. It's like a completion of this arm and hand. I do have a few gaps on my fingers that I need to have tattooed at some point, but I just like the way it looks so complete with having this here. And I feel like doing a palm tattoo is the best way to end a sleeve should you want a palm tattoo. I personally love the look of palm tattoos. Another pro is the fact that not many people have palm tattoos. I know that's maybe a weird pro, but as tattoos have increased in popularity, everybody has a tattoo nowadays, right? For the most part, or people are thinking about getting a tattoo. And as tattoos have become more mainstream and more acceptable, which is freaking amazing, tattoos aren't really that shocking anymore. Obviously, it depends on where you live and what your culture is like. Obviously, some tattoos are still very shocking to some cultures and areas. But for the people that consume tattoo content, a neck tattoo or a face tattoo isn't that shocking anymore. We've seen it all before. But with palm tattoos, you don't see them that often. So if you want a tattoo placement that's still pretty unique and you're running out of space, go for the palm tattoo. Because palm tattoos are pretty rare, they are a great conversation starter. Anytime someone sees mine, they're like, wait, what the hell? Do you have your palm tattoo? And I'm like, well, honey, yes, I do actually, I do. People love to ask questions about it, more so than the rest of my tattoos. The rest of my tattoos sometimes don't even exist to people anymore because of my palm tattoo. I personally really love that factor because, again, like I was saying, most people aren't shocked by like a neck tattoo where I'm from anyway. So to have people be so amazed by this tattoo, I don't know, I'm just like, yeah, that's mine. That's my palm right there. That's me. The last one is pretty much on the same page as what I've just spoke about, but that is people seem to respect you more because of it. So when I was getting my palm tattoo, it was at a convention and obviously people were walking past, and People seem to have mad respect for me because I was just sitting there and taking probably the most painful tattoo placement of all time. I'd imagine maybe in between the toes and in between, you know, the fingers might be on the same page, but palm is like up there. And yeah, I do get a lot of comments of saying, wow, that is something I would never do. And that to me just hypes me up. It makes me feel like I'm invincible. Makes me feel like I can get through anything. And honestly, if you can get through a palm tattoo, you can get through anything. So this isn't a pro or a con, but it's just something I want to put in here. When your palm tattoo gets wet, it turns this grey blue tone. It looks so incredibly faded, and I just find that fascinating. You know, when you're in the bath for a bit too long and you get all wrinkly, your palms do turn that sort of white colour. Maybe I just spend far too much time in the bath, but I'm hoping there's someone out there that can relate in some way. But yeah, I just wanted to mention the fact that it changes with your body. I remember my first shower after getting the tattoo. You have to keep it dry for a long time after getting it, but that first proper shower when you're allowed to get it wet and it went this like grey colour, I was like, oh my gosh, I have messed it up, I have screwed it up, what have I done? And then I realised after my palm had recovered from being wet in the shower and it dried out and all the wrinkliness disappeared, it went back to normal. I just wanted to put that in this video in case anyone freaks out like I did. Okay, let's talk about the cons of having a palm tattoo. The first one, and probably the most obvious one, is the fact that it hurts. Okay, I don't want to put anyone off, I don't want to scare anyone, but it does not feel nice whatsoever. It is so incredibly painful. I cannot explain the pain to you, but it sucks. Again, it is my most painful tattoo to date. I have had most of my body tattooed. Before I had my palm tattoo done, my neck tattoo was the most painful. It wasn't so much the neck area, but it was more like the collarbone area. But this, in compared to that, oh, that is so much worse. For me, the outside hurt a lot more than the middle of the palm. This area here wasn't too bad, but the outside was awful, especially in this little bit here. Woo-hoo-hoo, spicy town. Also, for the next couple of days afterwards, your hand will feel very stingy, very hot, and grazed. If you ever fell over as a kid and used your hands to stop yourself and you grazed your palm, it's like that, but so much worse. It's like wet fire, okay? It's like you got a bunch of stinging nettles and went like this in your palm, okay? And then put lighter fluid all on your palm and then set it alight, okay? And then decided to rub chili in there as well, for good measure. It's not a pleasant experience. The next con is healing. Healing a palm tattoo is detrimental to the result of a palm tattoo, more so than any other tattoo. Obviously, with any tattoo, you do have to look after it. Don't be careless with it, obviously, but you have to be extra vigilant with a palm tattoo. You have to babysit it. You can't let it out of your sight. You have to keep your hand extremely dry, so that means obviously no showering, or if you do shower, your hand needs to be stuck out of the shower or the bath. Basically, try not to use the hand that you have had your palm tattooed. I do see people get both their palms tattooed in one go. I just don't know how they function. I personally, if you want my advice, would do one palm after the other, so at least you have one hand there free to do whatever you want with, and you don't have to be so careful. The healing process is quite long. It takes around about 3 weeks, and the itchy phase, the itchy phase is not fun at all. Have you ever had an itchy palm and you wanted to like gnaw at it like that? Is that just me? I hope not. But imagine that 10 times more and you can't itch it. So like I was saying in my pros, a lot of people do like to comment on palm tattoos, and normally it is very, very positive, but unfortunately there is sometimes negative comments. Comments like that won't last very long, or that's gonna heal like garbage, that's gonna look ugly in a few years' time, your hands look incredibly dirty now. People seem to have a lot more to say about palm tattoos than any other tattoo placement that I have. And honestly, I understand these comments and these concerns, especially when it comes to not lasting very long. That is pretty much the generalized information about palm tattoos or hand tattoos. And while there is sometimes some truth behind the comment of that's not gonna last very long, it all depends on different factors, and these are factors that you need to take into account if you're thinking about getting a palm tattoo. So like I was saying, you have to make sure that you heal the palm tattoo correctly and follow aftercare advice to a T. The less you use your hand that has the palm tattoo on, or hands, the better. So that could possibly mean that you'll need about a week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks off of work if you have a job where you use your hands a lot. So if you're a hairdresser, bricklayer, mechanic, anything that is, you know, very reliant on hands, then you will definitely need some time off, which not everyone can do, of course. But if you're going to commit to a palm tattoo, it's best to just look after it correctly, and then you don't have to worry about it so much. Another factor is the artist that you have gone to. Not everybody can do a palm tattoo. There is a special technique to it, of course. That's why I highly recommend Luke Ashley, who specialises in palm tattoos. If you go to an artist that doesn't really know what they're doing, it's not going to end well. You're going to go through all that pain for nothing. There's a chance that the ink will just fall out and just not heal very well. Some people need more touch-ups than others. For example, I really don't get touch-ups that often at all. There is a couple of bits here and there within my tattoos that probably could do with a little bit of a touch-up, but nothing drastic. Some people do very much need touch-ups, and if you're one of those people, then a palm tattoo is going to be a lot of hard work for you. But yeah, there is a high chance that you will need at least one touch-up, if not many, throughout your whole life if you want it to look good. I, again, have had mine for nearly a year, and I haven't had any touch-up. The only area that needs a touch-up is this teeth area. But like Luke says on his aftercare sheet, after 6 weeks of healing, what it looks like at that 6-week mark is what the tattoo is going to look like going forward. And it's very much true, because this is pretty much what it looked like after the 6-week mark. I had the teeth area looking a little bit faded, and it's not changed since then. The rest of the tattoo has not changed since then. So you'll be able to tell what needs doing from the 6-week mark. And from then, that's how your palm tattoo will look for a long period of time. Once it's in there, it's not coming out. Of course, you'll have the usual tattoo aging. And the last con I have, which is a very obvious one, is the fact that it's very, very visible. Obviously, there is absolutely no hiding this whatsoever. You would definitely not be able to cover this with makeup, especially if you're like me and you get quite sweaty palms. You're just not going to be able to cover it at all. The makeup would get absolutely everywhere, so you have to make sure that you're willing to commit to this palm tattoo. Okay, my love, so that is my pro and cons of palm tattoos. If you yourself have a palm tattoo and you have a pro and cons list, then please do comment down below. You may help someone make that final decision as to whether they should get one or not. Let me know down below if you would ever get a palm tattoo, or are you thinking about getting one. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Until my next one, bye.